You gotta take control, life's too short. Get out of your head, make a better life instead. You gotta give it all your best. So put your hands up to the sky and live your best life, alright. Don't just let it go by, just try, oh my. Got only one life, got only this time. We gonna get it right. You gotta let go of those who don't belong in your tribe. So cut the bad out of your life. Yeah, do it.
Hey guys, it's Jedi Joey. What's going on, guys? It's Jedi Joey. And, I'm about to make a name for myself. Right? We're talking about, it's Jedi Joey, but, sometimes they call me the gambit. Yeah, so we're here to talk about one of my subscribers, my good...
With my own inadequacies.
The name's Remy Labo. You do have blonde. But you can call me the gambit. It's good. You nasty, mon beauté rouge. Les éléments relais. Charles to play cards. Make them go boom.
Your power's close-up magic, that's good.
Even that sweet baby angel, Johnny Stone, he been going missing 2 days ago. What you do to Johnny, huh? Talk or I'm gonna stop here. Don't be knowing that it ain't coming off without that dome gonna come off with it.
I'm so sorry, beautiful. I want this to be gentle.
I ain't know my daddy, but I'm sure I shot out of his dick, Betty. Yeah, he ran him watery nuts all up in my mama, and I shot up there and I said, what's up now? Johnny, what's the love? You know how long I've been waiting for this. Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here. I don't think you guys walk away from this. You just make sure people know what happened here today. When you get out of here, you have a drink for me, yeah?
Brandon Tran, I believe, has requested a long time ago. He's been asking me after, so we're gonna talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. We've had a spoiler stream, we've done a couple things, but eventually I will rank, maybe in a YouTube short I'll do it because I think it's more suited for a short than a full video, but I will do a video probably either tomorrow or after all the Disney, after all the D23 stuff slows down, I'll start doing coverage on ranking the cameos for the movie. But I think without question, even though we knew it was going to happen based on what we were hearing, we have to talk about the fact that, look, in this movie, we got other great cameos, things we knew about were happening for months, but it's all about the context. And what serves this movie so good is, well, you do get the return of Wesley Snipes' Blade, which I'm putting together an individual video about him very soon this week, because I'm seeing a constant pour out of people get rid of Mahershala Ali and just give us more Wesley Snipes, and I never thought that day would come. Look, I love Wesley Snipes' Blade. I think it's great. I don't support the idea of throwing another actor under the bus, because if they had plans with that actor, I want to see what those plans look like. But at the same time, after seeing Deadpool and Wolverine, whatever capacity we get with Wesley Snipes' Blade coming back, I want more of him. Now, if that means they have to scrap the Blade movie completely, hire Chad Stahelski from John Wick, and just go ham with Wesley Snipes' Blade for a couple movies, I'm down for it. But overall, I don't think we should dismiss our other actor just yet, even with all the problems. I still want to believe that there's hope that he could still get to do something. And maybe if Blade falls apart and he can't play Blade, maybe we can find another role that Mahershala Ali is more suited for. Maybe it's like Blade says in the movie. There's only been one. There's only one Blade, and there's only ever gonna be one Blade. And I think I agree with that. I think maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe he could play a different character in the MCU, or maybe he just gonna find a different role. He's a good actor. He can do lots of other good things. But we're not here to talk about. We're not here to talk about Blade. I showed you the cards. So they call me the Gambit. So. And yes sir, we are about to make a name for ourselves right now. Sorry, my Canadian accent isn't perfect. I'm working on it. It definitely needs work. I just wanted to try and practice for fun. But in the meantime, guys, we're talking about Gambit, guys. Now, if you guys saw the end credits scene of Deadpool and Wolverine, there is a scene where you see, obviously we have a joke between Human Torch that takes place earlier in the movie and then is referenced Deadpool's story of proving why Deadpool didn't get Human Torch killed and how it was all just, it was a trick and Johnny really said what he said. was cool. But if you're looking for deep Easter eggs in that scene, in the actual scene, if you look at the camera and you look at the TVA monitors, on one of the TVA monitors, you can see something wild, guys. You can see on the monitor, you can see you can see Gambit show up on the screen showing he survived, and he winks into the camera. And it's really cool. It's subtle, but it's the right moment that show that he's still alive. And so the reason why we're doing this video, this is not a video specifically talking about cameos. This is a video where we can talk about his role in Deadpool and Wolverine. But what my fans have asked me is, what does Gambit's future, does Channing Tatum's Gambit have a future after Deadpool and Wolverine? And now that his character's alive, what does that future look like? Well, I'll tell you this much. He's about to make a name for himself. And I definitely think that he's going to pull it off. I mean, Channing Tatum may be getting up there in age, but Gambit as a character, look, I know we can get recast, I know we can get great things, but first, like Deadpool says, we got to go back to basics before we talk about what Gambit does next. But look, X-Men 97 blew up on the internet. If you guys did not know, so when I got my picture with the original actress for Jubilee for X-Men 97, we went to a bar that's literally called Gambit, and it was awesome. But the whole thing that I want to address here is Gambit has always been one of my favorite X-Men. He's always had a place in my heart. There's always been other characters that have liked him. But Gambit really skyrocketed hype as a character in X-Men 97. Like, I think I knew that Gambit would probably appear in Deadpool and Wolverine, not just played by Channing Tatum, but that we would see a Gambit variant. When we saw X-Men 97, the conversations between Ryan Reynolds and the showrunner of X-Men 97 were going back and forth, like, hey, it's your turn to do some good stuff. And in X-Men 97, I had a really emotional connection to AJ Lecassio's Gambit, because I love the character. But we all wanted to see Channing Tatum play Gambit, and the fact that it became a reality, like, look, I have a lot to say about Wesley Snipes, I have a lot to say about Elektra, I have a lot to say about Human Torch, a lot to say about all of them. But the reason we're talking about this character is that we officially know, we don't know when he'll appear, but we know it's likely that he will return. And the other characters, they definitely are going to return because we know they are. But, like, so going through this stuff, so this guy, if you don't know the history, so before, people are like, why is this cameo so impressive? Like, it's just Channing Tatum playing a comic book character. It's not just Channing Tatum playing a comic book character, guys. I know some people might have found it silly and goofy in some things, but this is one of the most comic book things ever. And so his suit was great. Channing Tatum practiced and perfected that Cajun accent so perfectly, and it was even funnier that Deadpool couldn't understand him, and their banter was great. But, like, what I think is so important here is, years ago when Fox was making the X-Men movies, you had Taylor Cush in X-Men Origins Wolverine, which isn't a great movie, but I enjoy it more than most people give it credit for. We had our first live-action Gambit. Look, it wasn't perfect. It's not the definitive Gambit. And you know what? Maybe we'll do later this week, we might rank the 3 Gambit actors. Well, probably the 4 Gambit actors, because you have Gambit in the original X-Men show too. So let's say the 4 Gambit actors, we'll rank them later this week. But so the thing that needs to be addressed is the fact that he crushed all aspects of it. And originally, so you had the Taylor Cush Gambit, and then we started hearing rumors like Channing Tatum really wanted to play Gambit after the Taylor Cush Gambit. But the Taylor Cush Gambit, look, he had the cards, he had some of the powers right, but he didn't have a huge role, he didn't have an iconic suit, and he didn't have, he had the eyes for a minute, but you didn't get to see him do his super cool things with his powers. His staff, he didn't use his energy through his cards the way that he did in this movie, or in X-Men 97, or in the original 90s X-Men. So it needed to be differently. And in this movie, you get to see him use his energy cards, you get to see him use his staff, you get to see him do some kicks. I mean, he's Gambit through and through. He's got the comedy element down, he's got the accent. I mean, they crushed it. The only thing I can hope is the next person that plays Rogue, we need to get an accurate Southern Rogue, because I still think it's a shame that the Rogue we get in the original Fox X-Men movies just did not deliver to how I think Rogue standard should be. And hopefully, since their characters are together in 97 and in the comics, hopefully the next Rogue will be along with this Gambit. So you might say, so at the end of the movie, we find out that he's alive because they spared the other characters for help saving the Deadpool's Earth. The TVA was thanking them. So Gambit survived, and you might be thinking, what's next for Channing Tatum's Gambit? Right? As I've seen videos throughout this video, you'll see clips of him from the movie. You'll see clips of the stunt reel of how hard he worked to play Gambit. The guy did everything correct. I mean, I can't wait to see where he pops up next. Now, here's what's being talked about online that we got to address. So, the next logical place for him to pop up is he's definitely in. I don't know about Avengers Doomsday, but I have a feeling that the next time we see Wolverine and Deadpool in the MCU, I think that Wolverine on the Earth that he's on now with Deadpool will assemble his own Avengers team. Well, not Avengers, X-Men team. And I think Gambit will be on that team. And I think that will be really amazing. So that's definitely likely to happen. There's other films that are on the table. But one thing we should talk about is, before he was originally supposed to play, when all the Fox movies, Channing Tatum really wanted to play Gambit, and they were going to make a movie for him after we had, three Wolverine movies we got. They wanted to do a Gambit movie, and it never got made. And Sean Levy was even in talks to do it, and Channing Tatum has even said, he's open. And everyone's kind of talking about right now, even though we're getting on the heels of the X-Men reboot, does this movie open the door to some of these characters that are cameos in this movie to get their own movies? And I think it does. And we're going to talk about Blade in the next video. But this one, yeah, Gambit should totally get... Channing Tatum deserves the movie that he got. That he never got. Because, he should get the chance to at least... It's fun cameo in this movie. It's great we get to see him. But I'd love to see him in a full-on Gambit movie. I think Gambit is a great X-Men character. There's a lot of potential for a Gambit movie. I don't know what the villains would be like, but I don't really care. I just want to see Gambit do Gambit things. Throwing the cards, going crazy, doing the bow staff. So, yeah, I think a Gambit movie hopefully will happen. I'm really praying it does. And I think him being in more X-Men projects, we know they're going to do in Avengers, maybe even in Avengers Doomsday, they're going to do Avengers vs. X-Men. And if they do that, which we covered in the Doom video, he might be there to team up with the X-Men. So, let me know what you guys think. Where do you want to see Gambit pop up next? Are you guys a fan of what they do with Gambit? Do you like this version of Gambit? Do you like Channing Tatum as Gambit? Let me know, and I'll catch you in the next video. And remember, always remember the name, Gambit. Have a great day.